Okay, this following meditation I recorded on a phone call. And what you may notice in the background now and then is that one person on the call did not get it when I asked a few times if people would mute their phones. So there was a background conversation going on while I was leading the meditation. And after I mentioned the muting of the phones a couple of times, I decided that this was a perfect opportunity to experience bringing mindfulness to an irritating situation, because the situation was irritating. There was another conversation going on, somebody hadn't paid attention, we were trying to relax, and here was this yeah, 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 yeah in the background. So there was a lot there, and there was a lot going on with me. I felt irritation, and so I wanted to demonstrate in real time how can I now use mindfulness to deal with the fact that this is not the situation that I'd like it to be, and to put language to that, to put language to how does mindfulness work in a moment of dissatisfaction, in a moment of irritation. And then about halfway through the meditation, the person did mute their phone and things got quiet and the meditation calmed down. But you will notice for about the first half that I'm talking a lot, and much of that is to just drown out the other conversation. And again, to explain kind of in real time, what am I doing? How am I working with this right now? So enjoy this meditation, this alligator in the guest house. Just coming into awareness of this moment, sort of where you are, your posture. Again, you may be sitting, you may be lying down, you may be standing up. Some people meditate standing up if they're feeling very sleepy and they're trying to fall awake instead of falling asleep. Although some other people are very sleep deprived and they're happy to fall asleep during meditation. So wherever you are the most comfortable, just settle in there and see if you can really feel your body in this place. Feel the weight of your body on the floor or on the chair or on the mat, the bed. Just notice how you're held and supported here. Notice the parts of the body that are bearing weight. So your feet, the backs of your legs. Just noticing the body as it is here in this posture. Being aware of the space around you, the temperature in the air, the lighting, sort of the background noise, just letting this moment, this place be exactly as it is, and being aware of that. And then allowing your attention to move more inward, bringing your attention into the sensations in the body. So feeling the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And just seeing if you can notice where you feel the breath most easily. It may be at the nostrils. It may be the movement of the chest or the movement of the belly. So just noticing where in the body you can feel the breath most easily. And wherever that is, seeing if you can hold your attention in that spot. So seeing if you can let your attention rest in the belly, or rest in the movement of the rib cage. And if the mind wanders away, just see if you can bring it back. Our minds wander. That's simply what minds do. So if your mind wanders off, just see if you can come back to the breath. So, and feeling the in-breath, seeing if you can notice how the body expands on the in-breath and relaxes on the out-breath. And if you find that your mind wanders to other sounds in the phone call, just come back. We'll let our attention rest with the breath as best as possible, and acknowledging that sometimes when we practice, we're in busy places. Sometimes we're not in the most ideal setting, and that's okay. And that's okay. That when we can practice at times when we're feeling a little bit disturbed, that is like working against resistance in lifting weights. It's like there's a resistance perhaps in our mind that's saying, this isn't how I want it to be. I don't want to practice in this setting. And we can still come back. We can still bring the attention back to feel the breath. Just to feel the breath. And in any moment when we are invited to bring our attention inwards, to notice what's going on within ourselves, we might be aware of mental activity or emotions or physical sensations. There are these three main streams of awareness. And they kind of interlace. Often we have a thought and that leads to an emotion, or we have an emotion that leads to a body sensation. They all can lead from one into the other. And a question that can be very helpful when we're feeling especially when we're feeling as though this moment is not the way I want it to be. We can approach that with two different ways. We can ask ourselves, what is this? And be curious and open. What is this moment like? What is going on right now? Or we can say to ourselves, this isn't it. This is not what I want. This is not the way it's supposed to be. This isn't it. The sounds in this environment, or this person in front of me, the way they're speaking to me, or that driver who just cut me out. This isn't it. And there is just this whole energy in that no, in that the strength of saying no to our present moment, just because it's not particularly comfortable. And by saying instead, what is this? What is this discomfort? It is a way of saying yes, or at least having curiosity. What is this? What does this feel like? I have thoughts that are going in this general direction, or maybe one thought that's repeating itself over and over again, that stupid driver, I have to tell him what I think, or whatever. Or we have some emotional thing that's going along with that. The emotions and the physical sensations of emotions, of being frustrated or angry or just judging the moment to be less than I wanted. So we have, if I'm saying to myself, what is this? Then I become more curious. Oh, well, this is irritation, or this is peace, this is relief. What does that feel like? How can I explore that sensation in my body? There are probably areas that feel more open and expansive. Relief feels open and expansive. That sort of saying yes feels open and expansive. And getting caught up in not liking, this isn't it, that no, that feels very closed up. I can feel my chest and my stomach, sort of closing, even when I just sort of imagine that, saying this isn't it. Or if I imagine in a meditation, just saying no, 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 what that feels like, as opposed to saying yes, yes, yes. Just with this idea of turning toward this moment, however it is, because it's already here. It's already here like this. So can I now be here with a certain amount of grace and balance and peace of mind? And even if it's a moment that I don't particularly like, can I still be here with peace and grace and peace of mind, some balance? Because what I do next is going to depend on how I am right now. If right now I'm curled up around no, then what I do next will be coming from that space of having said no. Whereas if right now I have found some way to say yes, or at least okay, it's like this right now, like it or not, it's like this. What can I feel? What can I notice about this moment? Then what comes next is coming out of a place of possibility, of yes, of this open state of being, this open state of mind, open state of heart, that I'm going to let this moment be like it is, and then what am I going to do next? Acceptance doesn't mean just passively letting everything be the way it is, even if it's not how I want it to be. Acceptance means accepting. This moment is like this. And if I want it to be different, what can I do about it? What behavior can I take? What actions can I take? And it's a place of possibility. So just with an encouragement, again, as we move through our days, to sort of play with that question of what is this? And that statement of this isn't it. And to sort of see when we find ourselves caught up in some strong emotional place, especially some strong emotional place that's unpleasant, is there some aspect of this isn't it that I'm saying to myself? This moment is all wrong. Well, it doesn't matter really what I think about it. If I think it's right or it's wrong, it is how it is. It is how it is. So if I can find some way to be curious, what is this? And even if I'm in the middle of chaos, my mind is chaotic, my emotions are swirling around, and I can't even get hold of one of them. It feels like my body is just so tight with tension. If I can remember, what is this? Then I can move my attention to wherever is the most neutral spot. Just for that moment, okay, what is this? What do my hands feel like right now? And often when I do that, I find that my hands maybe are clenched. And when I just bring attention to them, they tend to relax anyway. But I can relax them on purpose. And then notice what that feels like. Oh, just that feeling, of blood coming into this part of my body that I had tensed up. I could feel my feet. What is this? What does this moment feel like in my feet, in my knees? So to examine it and bring this curiosity to parts of the body that, again, are pretty neutral. I'm not going to, say, oh, what is this? All of my racing thoughts, because that's probably not going to lead me to a place of balance. It's easier to think ourselves into chaos than to think ourselves out of it. But we can feel ourselves out of it. I can feel something else, not just being at the mercy of my racing, raging thoughts. I can feel something else. I can feel my feet. I can allow my thoughts to be in the background. I'm not going to try to make them stop, because we don't do that with thoughts. They're there, but I don't have to pay attention to them. I have this emotional state in my body. I can recognize it and feel it, but I don't have to let it overtake me so that becomes my identity, that emotion. I just notice, here's this passing emotional state. Isn't that interesting? My hands feel like this now. My jaw feels like this. What do my shoulders feel like? And just sort of moving through the body to feel the parts of the body where we know that we may store tension, and to just let our attention rest there for a little, not trying to change it, not with the idea, okay, I'm going to feel this and now my shoulders are immediately going to relax. Well, maybe they will relax some, often they do, but if they don't, that's okay. You didn't do it wrong. That's just, this moment is like this. We have places that can habitually stay tied. So just being as kind as possible with ourselves, with as much grace as possible as we move through these days and through these different times. But moment by moment, one moment at a time. That's all we have to do, is be here one moment at a time. If I think about, I can't possibly do this for another day or another week or another month, well, can I do it for this breath? Can I stay here for one more step? Can I stay present? Because the more present I am, the more capable I am of making choices. This is the only moment where I can make choices about how I'm going to be, what I'm going to eat, how much water I'm going to drink, what I'm going to do today for exercise, what I'm going to do today to support sleep. For all these different areas in my body, in my lifestyle, where my choices can make a difference. I can only make choices in the moment where I'm alive. So being mindful, practicing being present here in this moment, can really serve us well during times like this, and especially when so many of the ways that we may have used to distract ourselves aren't really available right now. That we can just keep coming back to this moment instead of trying to get away from it so much. So just feeling the body as we sit here, as we lie here. From inside the body, feeling the breath. Just noticing how the body expands on the in-breath and then relaxes on the out-breath. Just seeing if we can keep our attention right here for an entire cycle of the breath. The body opening to accept the in-breath and the body relaxing into the out-breath. mind wanders, just bring it back. Just bring it back. And see if you can follow the breath from beginning to end. Just staying with these waves of the breath, moving in and out of the body. And if you'd like, allowing this field of awareness to expand, that you're feeling the entire body. Sitting here or lying here, and feeling your feet and your legs, your hips, your entire torso, your hands and your arms, the neck, the head and the face. Just having a sense of the entire body. The volume of your body, the space that you occupy. And continuing in the background to feel the breath, to feel the body opening and accepting on the in-breath and letting go and relaxing on the out-breath. And noticing the sensations of the muscles in the face. Just as best you can, allowing your forehead to relax and your eyes. Letting the tongue be relaxed. Letting your jaw be relaxed. Maybe opening your mouth a little bit and just letting those muscles relax. Noticing sensations in your shoulders. And as best you can, letting your shoulders be relaxed. Perhaps with this idea of the sensations changing from ice to water. On the arms, just having these liquid sensations. The arms relaxed, the hands heavy. Bringing awareness to the torso. Just feeling that movement of the rib cage with the breath, the gentle expansion on the in-breath, and the letting go, the relaxing of the muscles in the chest on the out-breath. And feeling the breath in the belly, the sense of pressure against the belly wall on the in-breath. And then a relaxing of the belly muscles on the out-breath. Noticing sensations in the back, the hips. Perhaps noticing the slight movement with the breath. Noticing sensations in the legs and the feet. Just feeling this part of the body, the legs and the feet. Just allowing them to be as relaxed as possible. Just feeling into the space of this part of the body. And feeling the entire body, sitting or lying here, breathing. The entire body moving with the breath. This flow of acceptance and letting go. Feeling how the body moves to accommodate the in-breath. Acceptance. And how the body relaxes to let go of the out-breath. Feeling the body, feeling the breath. And if you'd like, including sounds around you, letting this field of awareness extend beyond the edges of the body, and noticing sounds in the environment. There's the sound of my voice, of course, but other sounds in your house, in your yard, depending on where you are right now. Your pets, birds. I hear birds in my backyard. Just being aware of other sounds and how these sounds are received by the body. Noticing where in the body the sounds are received, the sounds themselves, the space between sounds. And without getting too trapped by liking or not liking sounds, by making up stories about sounds, simply noticing the sounds. In a moment, a sound arises, it lingers for a bit, and then it falls away. And like the breath, a sound has a beginning and a middle and an end. Just allowing thoughts to be in the background, even noticing thoughts sort of coming in and out of awareness. Thoughts also have a beginning and a middle and an end. They arise, they linger for a bit, and they fall away. And if we don't get stuck by the content of the thoughts, then we might just notice how they appear and then disappear, like those clouds in the sky that the reference was made to earlier. Just clouds moving through a sky. And there's space between them. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it if the thoughts are fast and furious, but there's still just clouds in the sky, and the sky is much bigger, much more spacious than the clouds themselves. The sky is unchanged by the clouds as our awareness, this key piece of who we are, is unchanged by the thoughts and the emotional storms that they can bring with them. So just feeling the breath, feeling the entire body breathing, noticing sounds around us, the touch of air, thoughts coming and going in the background, maybe even emotional states kind of coming and going in the inner ground. And simply being aware of this moment as it is arising, as we are in it right in this moment. Just this moment. What is this? And scanning through the body, seeing if you can find areas that feel relaxed. Maybe large areas, maybe the whole body feels relaxed, maybe not. Maybe your feet feel relaxed, or your neck, maybe your hands. But any area that you notice is relaxed, see if you can let your attention rest there for just a moment to really take in the details of what does that part of the body feel like from the inside when it's relaxed. What does relaxation feel like right there? Because when we recognize it, when we can feel it and we know that we're feeling it, it's easier to get back. It's easier to get back to that place again. So just feeling your breath, but also noticing. Just feeling through the body. Oh, my knees feel relaxed. What does that feel like in my knees? And there may be words that I can put to the way it feels, or maybe not. But to just let my awareness linger, lingering in relaxation. I want to read a poem by Dana Faulds titled Self-Observation Without Judgment. Release the harsh and pointed inner voice. It's just a throwback to the past and holds no truth about this moment. Let go of self-judgment, the old learned ways of beating yourself up for each imagined inadequacy. Allow the dialogue within the mind to grow friendlier and quiet. Shift out of inner criticism and life suddenly looks very different. I can say this only because I make the choice 100 times a day to release the voice that refuses to acknowledge the real me. What's needed here isn't more prodding toward perfection, but intimacy. seeing clearly and embracing what I see. Love, not judgment, sows the seeds of tranquility and change. Love, not judgment, sows the seeds of tranquility and change. I know for myself, when I approach a moment with the thought, what is this? There's room for love. And when I approach a moment with the thought, this isn't it, there's only room for judgment. I'm just sending to everybody in this group right now, my best thoughts, my best wishes for peace, for love, for this ability to allow ourselves to love ourselves, to see really this glorious person who's here right now. We don't need to change in order to start loving. We can start in any moment. Bringing awareness back to the breath. If you'd like, taking a couple of deep breaths and really feeling the out-breath, paying close attention to the body letting go.